this is Nick from Med School Mastery, and today I wanted to talk to you about your prep for your interviews. So interview season is a really important part of your career development, and it's really the final moment where you are given a chance to really show them why you're such a special person and why you should be admitted into their medical school. So there's a whole process which we outline in the boot camp, going over how to prepare for your interviews. There are some interview prep sheets that you can find in there that will walk you through sort of what questions to ask yourself of, why are you interested in this specific medical school? What do you like about the area around the medical school? Is there anyone interesting in their faculty? Questions like that to really make sure that you're ready for those really common interview questions. But then outside of that, there's one thing that recently came up that I wanted to tell all of you guys, which is the importance of how you dress during your interview day. So this is something that seems silly, and especially in the modern era, you would think that that this wouldn't be such an area of emphasis, but the reality is that a lot of the attendings that are involved in these admissions committees, and a lot of these attendings that are going to be interviewing you, they're old-fashioned. They grew up and went through a medical system that was very traditional and conservative. So that being said, one of the biggest mistakes that I see people making, and then that I heard from an interviewer recently, is that she kept seeing male students that were going into interviews not wearing a tie. Don't ever consider doing that. You want to walk in and be about as conservative and formal and blandly dressed as possible. And this is the same for women as well. So for guys, that means you should always be wearing a tie. Wear either black, gray, or blue. And don't try to change up the suit color that you're wearing. And then once you sort of have those standard, normal, that you're wearing stuff that isn't making a statement, but rather just lets you blend in, then that allows you the freedom to sort of show who you are as a person. You want to make sure dress is just not even something that's considered or noticed. Just if you wear a gray, black, or blue suit, you will blend in. And similar for females, what I've heard is there have been people that have worn things that are very short, or that's like very colorful, and similarly just wear something that's gray, black, or blue, and that doesn't draw any attention to yourself. Your dress isn't supposed to be anything that is noticeable. So just keep it as bland as possible. I know it sounds kind of boring, but for dress, that really is a deal breaker. Talking to this interviewer, it was literally the only thing that she was considering in this applicant. She mentioned nothing about his grades, his GPA, his MCAT score, his research. None of that mattered. All that she saw was he's not wearing a tie. That must mean that this isn't that important to him, and so he got rejected. And the reality was he was from California, and who knows? Maybe that's just how they do things out there, but just keep that in mind. Just dress as blandly as possible. So this is an important thing for you to keep in mind. I'd suggest that you go and you check out the interview prep sheets, because people have been saying that those are very helpful in their preparation for their interviews, because not only does it allow you to sort of work through going through each of the medical schools and finding out what's important about the medical school, and being ready to answer some of the most common interview questions for the medical school. But in addition, it also gives you an outline for when you're practicing your interviews with your friends, that you can work through some of those most common questions. Have a friend ask you, why would you like to be a medical student here? Or why do you want to be a doctor as opposed to a nurse? Some common interview questions like that. So I hope you check that out, and the rest of the stuff that's available on the Pre-Med BootCamp. In addition, you can find some really great advice and guidance in the Pre-Med Playbook as well. So you can see those all at medschoolmastery.com. Until next time, see ya.